grade 7s. We've got grade 7A, group 1 here today, and I am going to show you how to paint the center of the sunflower. Okay, so I'm going to give you a chance to say hello to your friends. Thank you so much. Okay, so here we are. Hi, Noah.
Hi. Hi.
Oh, lovely. There we go.
Hi.
Nolene, there we go, lovely.
Hi.
Great.
Hi.
There we go.
Hi.
There we go.
How's it? Hi, guys.
Okay. Right, girls. So today we are focusing on this painting the center of the sunflower. As you can see, I've painted the large sunflower, the center I've painted darker, the medium size a little bit lighter, and the smaller sunflower I've painted very light in the center. Okay, girls, so it is quite textured here. This is what we call the disc floret, or the anther, the stigma of the sunflower. These center little textured marks and shapes become the seeds, and then this is quite furry. This is quite a nice furry texture. Great, so let's continue. I'm going to use one of the learner's artworks, and she's almost finished painting the petals. She just needs to paint those up there and also those there. So let's proceed with the center. So first, if you look at your template that I sent with, you can see that is the inner section that where the seeds are produced, and these are the little floret discs, or disc floret and anthers. Okay, so it's all quite textured, as you can see. It's all very textured, both the inner circle and also the outer circle. Great, girls. So now first let's draw the inner circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this width all the time. Okay, so let's pretend we're drawing the positive space, which is the circle, then that behind would be the negative space. So usually one concentrates on only drawing the positive space. But when we draw the positive space, we have to look at the negative space all the time and see that it's the same width. So I'm looking at the width all the time as I draw this line. The width, the same width right through, the same width. So I'm focusing more on the negative space than the positive space, getting that width the same all round. Okay, excellent, girls. Don't know if you can see, maybe I should press a little bit harder. Okay, there we go. Great. Okay, so once you've got that circle with the rim on the outside, we're going to do like check-shaped designs. You can do your small or big. It depends just on you. Some girls have done these really big, others quite small, others medium. There we go. Again, as I'm drawing these lines, I'm not focusing so much on the line, I'm focusing on that width all the time. Okay, there we go. Get it a similar width. Right, and then I turn the page just slightly and I do it diagonally to get either squares or diamond shapes. One looks up, it's diamond shapes. Some girls have just drawn it horizontally and vertically, then they would have squares. And I'm drawing these lines diagonally, slightly curved to show the roundness of the center of the sunflower. All the time looking at the width as I draw these lines. Great. So once you've drawn your lines, obviously you'll do it there and your little one as well. Then we are going to, let me just pull my, sorry girls, There we go. My palette. We are going to take colors. We're going to paint the center. We're going to take the neon and the lemon yellow and the sunny yellow, a bit of that. And there we go. Let's open it nicely. And close it very securely. Clean your brush. We've got our water here. Dry your brush. Take your number 1. Usually it would be number 1 of the class containers. That's the number 1 yellow, and this is the sunny yellow, which we usually call number 2. There we go. And then also later, for the more textured kind of hairy disc florets or anthers, we're going to also take the brown, a little bit, tiny bit of black, because black is a very strong pigment. There we go, tiny bit. Always cleaning the brush and drying it. And then a tiny bit of orange as well. Right. So that is your palette. Okay, so now I'm going to move it again so you can see me painting the artwork. Great. So before we actually get to paint the lines, the diagonal lines, we're going to paint the center in yellow. So let's start with the neon yellow right in the middle. Great, so it's nice and high lit in the middle. Cleaning the brush, drying it, moving on to number 1, blending it in nicely. There we go. Bit more paint. Okay, let's clean and dry the brush and go back to the neon. Paint, take a bit more neon and blend it in. There we go. Lovely. Wet in wet. So you see how nice and light it is in the center. And then we are going to this more sunny yellow right on the rim of this inner circle. Great. I'm obviously not going to paint the whole inner circle because we can't have these videos being too long. I'm going to just paint a section and then you will know how to paint the rest of it. I'm just going to show you an example. There we go. Excellent. Nice and bright. A bit of a 3D effect. Can take a little bit of neon there, why not? Great. It doesn't matter, you can have it more light there, but darker there. It really doesn't matter. Just a little bit of variety so it's not all flat. Fine, girls. So now that we've got our nicely blended inner circle, we're going to do our diagonal lines. So we take our more pointy brush, our rounded pointy brush. You take your brown, make sure that you've got the excess water wiped off your paintbrush so it doesn't kind of drip into your painting and make a watery blob, a drop. Okay, so now we take the brown. We can take a tiny bit of black, mix with it, a bit more brown, get the right consistency. That looks fine. And now once this is dry, it's kind of quite dry. Let me just, yeah, I think that's fine. Then we are going to go over those diagonal lines. Okay, there we go. Like that and like that. Doesn't matter if the thickness varies, that's fine, I'll show you why. We're actually going to break that strong those strong geometric corners, we're going to make them nice and textured. So like I said, I'm just showing you a little section. Okay, so you go right through. A little bit more water. There we go. Okay, so if they vary, like I say, some sections of the line might be thicker, some thinner, some lighter, some darker. That's fine. It creates a more 3D effect. If it's all the same, it looks flat. So we want it varied in tone. Great. So I'm just going to show you that section for now. So then once you've drawn your lines, your diagonal or vertical, be it checks or diamond shapes, you're going to then, again, just dab into that same mixture of brown and black, and you're going to go over those lines and just break them up. You're going to make like little dotted kind of marks like that. Okay, so basically where's this bit of excess? You're just really going to do that. Little dots to break it. Okay, little dotted little brush stroke marks just to give it a nice texture. Okay, because you don't want it square. So imagine those, eventually those sunflower seeds get created in these spaces here. Okay, so you do that all round, breaking up that geometric line. And then you can vary also with the color, so it's not all the same. You can take maybe a bit of yellow, add it to your brown. There we go. So you can have some areas perhaps a little bit lighter. So it's not all the same. As I say, if it's got variety in color, it looks more 3D. Okay, and then you can even add a tiny bit of black to your brown here and there. Make a few darker markings. Okay, just so it's visually exciting and textured. Right, girls. Then also, if you want to, you can take your yellow, and in the center you could also make a few little dots there and there and there, just to maybe enhance it a bit. Great, so that's the center. And now for the furry bits of disc florets or stigmas or anthers, you would do exactly with the same variety of color tones you've mixed. You would take your darker one and you would kind of make a nice kind of husky texture, furry texture. A bit like, yeah, it looks a bit hairy, hey? There we go. Almost think of like husky grass bits. Let me just, you know how grasses have got that texture. So then you mix a bit of yellow perhaps with the brown. Okay, there we go. You can add variety, make it. Remember, this one is quite dark. So the other ones I've put more yellows and oranges in. But it is entirely up to you. I always like to have it perhaps a little bit darker on the edge going out and darker where it touches the petals. And then you can add a bit of yellow more perhaps in the center, make it a bit lighter. Okay, so you just build it up, a bit of neon, until you are quite happy with your effect. Great, girls. I must say I did work quite a bit on mine. I had to build it up quite a bit until I was happy with my effect. So just persevere. And like I say, your art does talk to you. It says, now it's looking quite nice. Or perhaps I need to do a bit more here. You want to add in a little bit of orange, mix it with your yellow. You can also add a bit there. Just a bit of variety. Okay, girls, so there we go. That's how you paint the center of your sunflower. And as you can see, once I get started, I really do enjoy it, and it's difficult for me to stop. But of course we don't want this video to be too long, so let me just switch it off for a moment. I want to show you the texture of the grass, just for you to get a better idea. I'll be with you back now. Hi girls, so you see these grasses, this kind of texture in nature, so that is what we're trying to create there. Excellent. Okay girls, have fun. Next time we do the leaves, enjoy. Okay girls, now we're saying bye.
Bye. Check you out. Bye.
Okay, great. Bye girls.